Fulton.
I'm sorry, we're not copying your launch location. Try that one more time, puppy.
847 Fulton.
847 Fulton, okay. 10-4.
4234 on the beat is coming over to domestic battery at 1815 North Winchester, 1815 North Winchester. Fanny stated the caller and the owner of the vehicle.
All right, thank you. 111, 113, Robert, 11.
Okay, 422, you guys are okay over there? 422, 422, 422. 422, 422, 422. 422, 422, 422. 422, 422, 422. 422, 422, 422. 422, 422, 422. 422, 422, 422. 422, 422, 422. 422, 422, 422. 422, 422, 422. 422, 422, 422. 422, 422, 422. 422, 422, 422. 422, 422, 422. 422, 422, 422. 422, 422, 422. 422, 422, 422. 422, 422, 422. 422, 422, 422. 422, 422, 422. 422, 422, 422. 422, 422, 422. 422, 422, 422. 422, 422, 422. 422, 422, 422. 422, 422, 422. 422, 422, 422. 422, 422, 422. 422, 422, 422. 422, 422, 422. 422,
Let's see. Can y'all hear me? Hold on one second. We got to get the YouTube chat feed up. And let's see if you guys can hear me okay with this new headset here. I had to fill up real quick. All right, there we go. Had to fill up real quick. To the races here. All right. Give me 1 second. Is it going to add? There we go. All right. Let me switch the layout. All right. There we go. Can you hear me okay?
Yep.
Sweet. Sweet. All right. I just had to fill up real quick before I headed out because otherwise I would have had to get gas probably in Nashville or something. And I got it for a cheap price.
Good for you.
Hey, it's all about the pennies on these road trips, man.
No,
Because
I know.
they do count.
I'm sure.
Oh.
Especially with fuel.
Yeah. All right. On the road. Now, Nina Kelly was saying something about 65 to Nashville or something. I don't know. Now, hopefully, when we do get to that point, hopefully it'll say something before then, but usually it don't. But I have it on the quickest trip possible, so it'll update, it'll update it on the fly.
Okay.
But I'm going to trust that everything will be on the up and up, but, history might repeat itself. I don't know. I feel like it's a good sign. Gas said $3.24 a gallon on the sign, and it was still $3.19 on the pump. So I was like, bonus.
It's a good sign.
So it's a good sign. I don't know.
Yeah.
I saved 5 cents a gallon right before they switched it. 65 to Nashville is easier, and it goes past where I'm at. What do you want to come with, Christina?
Yeah, pick up Christina.
Do you want me to come pick you up, Christina, if I'm driving past you on the route? Let me know. It's weird. It says it's offline.
Offline?
Yeah, I'm trying to get the YouTube feed up, but it keeps saying it's offline.
Mine keeps freezing.
Yeah, if she wants me to, tell her to message me the address in Discord. Or if you can hear me, Christina, if you want me to put the address in Discord, I'll come pick you up on the way and drop you off when we're done, if you'd like. And thanks to her, the first day we were there, all the help she gave us too.
Yeah, that must make such a difference. I mean, if you're not from somewhere.
Yeah, because we already got lost how many times already, with directions. I can imagine what would happen. All right, so Jessica is going to be there, so I will be meeting Jessica for sure. I hit up the LE lady and I let her know I'm still waiting to hear back from her, but I will be meeting Jessica for sure. And I think LE lady's going there too. Because I told her I was going and asked her if she wanted to meet me there.
All right. And let me know if and when you want me to play Jessica's interviews through my phone.
Yeah. Is there anything in comments we should get to real quick? Otherwise, I was going to say, why don't we play it from the beginning?
I think we're good. Let me just double check.
And if anybody would like to help out the show, over the last, and I'm just talking the on-location shows, if anybody would like to help out, it's going to be a tremendous amount of work to actually go through all of these different interviews, whether it's on camera, off camera, conversations with some of these people, even the interview that I had with the local TV station. If you would like to help out the show, if you would like to give me timestamps for what conversation on what episode and such, it would be a great help. If not, I'm going to be doing that this weekend. And so I plan on having those edits coming out probably Saturday and Sunday.
All right. I think everything's okay in chat.
Okay.
And then I did just get this ready to skip a bit of silence in the beginning, so I can just...
Right. Yeah. Cool. Thank you. I appreciate it. So if you have a notebook and a pen, take your notes, because we're going to be going through this stuff on our studio shows. Oh, go ahead.
And, so they have someone wearing Riley's shirt. And
okay.
I just don't believe that Riley would have taken his shirt off that night. I don't believe that the story that the is being told as to how the shirt was acquired makes any sense to me.
Right, it doesn't to us either.
It just doesn't add up.
It seems like they're trying to get, and I apologize, it was a little delayed there. This is Jessica. She's one of the residents here. She had came up and asked me what I thought about Riley's disappearance, and I told her I felt like he wasn't in the water. And she agreed, and you feel pretty strongly about it. And those two people that you mentioned, what's their names again?
Sabrina Martin, and
Sabrina Martin.
She goes into the homeless camps.
Okay.
And feeds them. And
so does she actually go into
Old Tent City?
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And Chris Ellsbury, who also goes into Old Tent City and works with the homeless there.
Are those is the
they're
lady?
Not created. They're not connected.
They're not connected. Is that lady? Does she wear like a yellowish hat?
I don't know if she wears a yellowish hat. She has blonde hair.
Okay. And the guy, does he wear like a tie and like?
No, I don't think he goes in there wearing a tie or anything. I think he just is involved in. He's from what I understand, a recovering addict that now works to help the homeless and get them into treatment.
Okay.
And so when we had heard that there was some kind of sketchy background earlier when it comes to one of the leaders of the whole shebang. Now,
are you talking about the criminal, the Metro police officers that are investigating the case?
Yes.
It's funny you mentioned that. The police department has been one of the reasons. I think that so many people from Nashville have been coming out and searching. I mean, because people go missing. Oh, there's missing people a lot.
Right.
And I think that one of the reasons you're seeing people that are willing to literally traverse down embankments and go into places that normally nobody would really want to go.
Uh-huh.
I've seen people literally climbing down this wall with ropes, and it's just it's because we are seeing the lack of police response. It is this. I don't want to use the term investigation because that seems too generous.
Okay.
As to what's going on in terms of the police effort. Chris Salisbury, I was watching an interview that he did with Ashley Banfield, and he said that after he left Old Tent City, trying to get some information about Riley's shirt being seen in Old Tent City, there happened to be some police officers that were right outside, and he had gotten, when he was in Old Tent City, he had gotten that on video, and he showed that to the officers. Then another officer showed up as well, and while he was talking or showing the video, talking to the officers, one of the people that lived in Old Tent City had contacted him, that had told him about seeing a homeless person there, and named Ross, wearing the shirt, contacted him via phone, and he put it on speakerphone for the cops that he was with so that they could hear the phone call. It's just very suspicious to me that they're wanting to label this a missing persons investigation and not wanting to have anything associated with calling it criminal activity.
Right.
But yet,
no foul play, right?
No foul play.
Right.
Well, I've been here for 6 years.
Okay.
And when I've called police with emergencies, I remember how long it's taken them to get there.
Yeah.
And the police excuse is always, we're short-staffed, we're spread thin, we're we're understaffed. So it begs the question, when you have the opportunity to bring in another outside eyes, outside investigators, like the TBI, for example.
Right, yes.
And they're at your disposal. They just have to be invited in by you.
Yep.
Why are you not wanting to invite them in? That is what stands out to me. Like the other day I saw where they had a press conference when the Cajun Navy was called in. And they were talking about how, they're going through all these leads and all the leads they have to go through. Well, it seems to me like if they have all these leads that they're having to go through and there's just such a overwhelming amount, then why not have some extra help? Why would you want extra investigators helping you go through those leads? People like the TBI who are trained in order to discern what's kind of credible and what maybe isn't as credible,
and have good resources.
But then I've also heard they said at the press conference that the TBI has the same often uses their resources.
Really?
But
I heard them say they have the similar resources. I didn't know that they actually.
I don't know that that's true because I don't that what they said is true because I believe that a lot of things that were said by police at that news conference I didn't find very trustworthy based on my interactions with them.
Okay. It did catch us off guard because that's one of the main things that was odd to us when we first found out about this case was the fact that they had to call so many times in order to get somebody to come out there, and all of us are going, why would the police station be closed? It didn't make any sense to us. So they've also given you that excuse when you called them. Can I ask? And it's okay if you don't want to answer. Yeah. What was the call for? Was it like it was very pertinent information pertaining to the case. Really?
Yeah.
To this one?
To this case, yes. And I got no response. Sabrina Martin got no response when she called in. She called in, left a tip. She called in Crime Stoppers, and Crime Stoppers didn't even seem to be aware of what case. I heard her say that Crime Stoppers didn't even seem to be aware of what case she was talking about when she called in to give a tip.
Because we have heard that they haven't been taking tips, right?
I don't know. I haven't tried calling Crime Stoppers. I know I also tried calling the non-emergency number that is on the flyer that I guess Metro had given out. That also stands out as really odd to me because in a missing persons investigation, where I'm from, like where I'm from, is just there's a lot of crime, and I know that in missing person investigations, your most critical time frame is the first 48 hours.
Right. Yep. Yes.
And so to give out the non-emergency number, I would think that a missing person would be an emergency call that would need to be made.
Right.
But I've also called the number for the cold case unit, who is working alongside homicide in this investigation. I mean, no, let me backtrack. I don't want to say investigation again because that's too generous. Let's just say who's working alongside homicide in holding press conferences to announce that they have no new updates.
That was another odd thing too, the cold case.
Yeah, I thought that was odd. That stood out to me, that they would have cold case working with homicide if they didn't believe that a homicide was committed or a crime was committed.
And no foul play.
And no foul play. Maybe the city of Nashville's government is pretty corrupt. I mean, you've got Glenn Funk, who not that long ago just had his offices raided by the TBI for wiretapping, and
Glenn Funk,
the district attorney.
Whoa. Okay.
Yeah, he's very corrupt. I'm not gonna pull any punches. He's corrupt.
So what would be what do you think would be the motivation? What do you think would be the motivation for them not searching? I mean,
that's what I can't understand. I think that one, we had the SEC tournament that weekend coming up.
Oh, that's bad press.
It is. So and then you have just government corruption at its finest. And honestly, I feel like there may be some corruption of the two entities working together to cover for one another. I don't know why they're doing that, but I'm gonna be finding out. I'm gonna be digging until I get answers for Riley's family,
right,
and for the citizens of Nashville.
It makes me wonder when you said the FCC was here, and I know this is a huge town. I mean, the Titans, all that. If they don't want to implicate the homeless, is it because they don't want people to realize that Nashville has a real problem and what the crime rate might be in this area? Because you're
We didn't even notice it was like this. It's because I've never seen anything like this in my life.
Well, I've never seen anything like this in my life for an investigation or a criminal, like a missing persons case or whatever the police want to label it as. I've never seen anything like it, and I don't think the Nashville residents have seen anything like it, which is why you're seeing the outpouring of citizens that are willing to come down here and go above and beyond to try and get information to help Riley's family. You know, when you have people that are corrupt and that don't do the right things, it's hard to understand it when you're the type of person that does do the right things.
Right.
So, I mean, in terms of like understanding like what would be their motivation, I don't know because I'm not corrupt, but they are.
Right.
I'm just thinking about, it's usually when you come to things like that, it usually is about press and about,
Putting on a good image.
Right.
Putting a good image on.
Yeah, because if you're, trying to host events and stuff like that, and you're trying to draw people in to have it, to have a high crime rate, to have very dangerous areas.
Now it's not a high profile case, and honestly, it should be a case that they would want to solve to show that if you do go missing in Nashville, or if something does happen, we are going to work diligently and nonstop around the clock to make sure that, that doesn't happen for one. And if it does, that, we're going to recover you safely and get you home safely. But that's not what this police department's been doing.
And that's sad too, because if you said that you called them with, you feel those pertinent information.
Oh, it is very pertinent information.
Very,
very, very pertinent information.
And they didn't call you back at all?
No, they didn't.
Not at all. Not one. Did they leave a message, or they just didn't call you? Or
no, they didn't call.
Have you tried to call more than one time?
Yes, I have. I actually, yesterday, I called every single... So the police department has their numbers listed for, like, the executive office, the different divisions. I called every single number on the police department website, and I couldn't get anyone to call me back.
Oh, shit.
And that's not the first time I've done that, either.
Really?
I've called and actually talked to people. I'm going to start, I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid to start calling it like it is. I'm going to call a spade a spade. This police department, I've been told I'll have them call you back. I'll have the captain call you back. Instead, I get someone who tells me I don't know anything about criminal investigations, but yet that's the same individual that was holding a press conference not too far from where we're standing right now last week. I don't know why they called the press conference, because they didn't have anything to announce other than that they knew nothing more than when,
how do you know there's no foul play if you don't even know where
or if you haven't been through all the tips, and if you haven't been through all of the tips, you cannot possibly tell me that we have no evidence of foul play, or we have no evidence that a crime's been committed.
So my next question would be, is what you're calling about, does it have to do with the case specifically, or does it have to do with the people that are involved with leading the investigation?
Now it involves both, because I've seen
Both. So did you originally call because
I originally called because of information, and then now I'm gonna be wanting answers about the people leading this. Like I said, I ain't gonna use the word investigation. Leading this, I don't want to call it effort either, because that means that they're actually doing something. I don't know what you call it.
a thing, I suppose.
something.
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 Has it been this? I'm sorry.
Have you tried to contact the parents and told them?
Can you pause it real quick? Rosie?
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry, I was just waiting for a good one.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Can you do me a favor, Rosie? Because you've been doing all this hard work for us, can you please do me a favor and drop your link in chat so everybody can sub to you too? Because you're
That's
part of this
usually when
team.
it throws me
Huh?
out.
Oh, it throws.
I try and do that.
Okay. Can one of the mods please drop her link in chat? And then also do me a favor if you can also drop her link to me where it has the handle on there. And then I can keep posting it as well. She deserves just as much as the credit as I do, and so I feel she equally deserves as much as the praise as well. So please, one of the mods, if you could do me a favor, drop her link in chat and drop it often, because she's part of this team. You're an equal part, and I do appreciate all of that you do for us and all the help that you do for the show. I want to say contribution call out to Daniela. Death by drowning, or did somebody drown him? He was so far on foot to System's Finest. We have those two here in Ontario. That's interesting. As we've been listening to this, I've been talking with the LE contact, and I'm interested to hear what she has to say, because both of us felt that he wasn't in the river. So I have a lot of questions too, and I would like to talk to her as well to see where she's at, because it probably threw her for a loop just as much as it threw me. So I'm curious where she's at right now when it comes to all of these questions that we have too. But I mainly wanted to say contribution call out, and also please go sub to Rosie, because she does and has been doing a tremendous job. And I want to say thank you so much, Rosie. I really appreciate everything that you're doing.
Thank you.
Were you able to discuss what you wanted to with LE with the parents?
I don't want to go into that much detail about that.
Okay.
But I will say is that the parents are doing, from what I can gather, the parents are literally doing everything that if it wasn't for them,
There probably wouldn't be that much attention.
There wouldn't be that much attention to this case. They're having to call in outside resources for a reason. Like the Cajun Navy, AquaSearch is supposed to be coming.
Yeah.
Everybody across the country sees this. This is actually gone international from what I've seen too.
So why would they choose the Cajun, in your opinion, why would they choose the Cajun Nation or Cajun Navy instead of TBI? Because TBI would be too connected.
No, because TBI, you cannot get TBI. The TBI has to be called in.
Right, yeah, they have to be invited.
They have to be invited in, and nobody's inviting them in that has the capabilities to, because they're too corrupt to do that.
Because they say that there's no reason. This is the official what I've heard. There's no reason to, because.
But then why call in the Cajun Navy? And that's where
They didn't call in the Cajun Navy. The parents called in the Cajun Navy.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
The parents are the ones. The Cajun Navy wouldn't be here but for the parents.
That's right.
What? You heard of like a search group?
We're doing those and interviews and all that stuff too.
Yeah. He's about to go down to the river.
Yeah.
That's dangerous over there.
Yeah, we will be. Yeah, I know.
I'm telling you, I will not talk to Riley now. Do you know him? Do you know him personally? I don't know him personally, but I can tell you that the police, what I've seen from the police, and the lack of effort.
Seriously? Well, that's
why-
an extra law.
That's
to
why-
even get on it. Seriously.
Honestly, I think Barney Fife could have solved this by now. I would trust Barney Fife if I went missing, and now if I was Riley's parents, I would trust Barney Fife to lead the investigation more than I would trust the people that are leading this.
This is like, if there's all these camera lights. So how can a 6'6" guy just disappear? This is what is mind.
And the police.
You got cameras right there, cameras right there.
Yeah, and then there's a police station.
And why did the police? Let's think about this too. At the press conference that they held with his last Thursday, that Sergeant Nielsen led. He said that there was an officer that was in the area, but he did not interact with Riley.
He said Riley was walking by. They showed a video.
Right, but that video recently only came out.
Yes. Yeah. Yes.
But if you go to the press conference, listen to it. He said there's an officer. We had an officer in the area, but he did not interact with Riley. When I watched that video, Riley and the officer spoke to one another, which is considered an interaction.
Yes, there was an
They
interaction.
didn't. It's my idea. It's my belief that the police didn't know the reason they. And also in that press conference, Sergeant Nielsen said that he was not. Sergeant Nielsen said that was the footage that they had released was the last footage of Riley alive. No,
They released some.
but that's because they didn't know. They didn't know that they had that body cam footage.
Say that again.
So say that again.
So
At the conference, they said that they didn't have an interaction, and then they ended up having an
But
interaction.
they did. That was before the video cam.
the video. They also said that they didn't have any more video, and that was the last video of Riley coming across Gay Street was the last video that they had of him. Not true. They had the officer body cam video, which is after.
Yes.
Right, which it tells me. Which tells me, no, that tells me that they weren't aware, or they purposely hid.
They're not being totally honest.
They're not being candid with the public.
Yeah.
So you can't have it both ways.
Yep.
So either you just found out that you had the that you just found out that you had the footage from the body cam.
Yeah.
Or you are being honest at that press conference where you announced that was the video that had been released was the last known video of Riley seen alive.
But do you live here too?
I live in Murfreesboro.
Murfreesboro, yeah.
Yeah.
That's about 30 minutes from here.
Yeah, I'm a half hour.
Do you come down here a lot too?
Not too much. Usually when my friends come here, then we'll come out here.
Yeah, because not the people in Nashville that live in Nashville don't really come to Broadway a lot.
Yeah. Yes. Exactly.
We don't. It's
Well,
not.
it's just crazy. It's just hard to parking.
It's a tourist. It's a tourist place. Yeah, it's when you come down. Like if you have somebody from out of town,
Then I
you'll
take
bring
them
them
here.
down. You may go down like if you'll go to Broadway if you're going to like something else that's not like Bridgestone. Then you'll go out to maybe Broadway or something. But you don't go. Nashville residents regularly don't want to be on Broadway
Because of the crime? Or?
No, just because of the hassle, honestly, of like getting down here and parking and just like the drunk tourist and stuff, and also the roofing. That is a known problem in Nashville.
Oh, is
And
it really?
Luke's Bridge is also one of the biggest bars known for that.
What?
Really?
Yeah.
So do you think he was, or do you think it was from a head?
I think that I don't know.
I don't went into that concrete.
I know.
Did you see where they zoomed in on that footage where instead of him coming this way, it looked like he was
he was avoiding an altercation that was going on at the food truck.
Yes.
He wasn't running, and nobody was after him.
Yeah.
Nobody was chasing him. He was avoiding it.
You can't really tell. You just see like little heads wobbling right there.
Yeah. So that was what that was. I know there's been a lot of misinformation on TikTok going around, but that was what that was about. I will say that, like, in terms of the roofing, going back to like the roofing and the bars that are known for that, you know, Jason Aldean, like the bars that are actually owned by the management, the big country the bars with the names attached to them that are actually, I think all of them are owned by the same company.
Oh, really? Like Alan Jackson's?
Like Jason Aldean's and
they just rotate the people.
Yes, they rotate the people, because I heard a security guard or somebody that used to work security at Luke's. It's the same management, and they just says one weekend she would be at Luke's, the next weekend she'd be working at Aldean's, the other weekend she'd be working, you know, at Miranda Lambert's or whatever.
Is that the one that recently came out and said she was fired and wanted to be honest about what?
No, she left. This person left because it wasn't a good job to be work security and be pregnant. So she had no reason. That person would have had no malice or an ill will to come out and say anything about like the roofing problem or anything like that.
Yeah.
But I know for a fact it's a problem. When I first moved to Nashville, I was actually roofied myself at a bar in Hermitage, of all places, which is not like on a Thursday night in a bar filled with like 15 people, and that's including the employees.
Wow.
So I have a little bit of experience in terms of being roofied, and having something slipped into my drink. But from what I was told, because I have no memory of anything, I will say this: I will give credit to where it happened and the two people that were employees there. I want to thank them, because this is also why I'm out here, because Riley could easily have been me.
Yeah.
I remember my mom got a call at 3 a.m. You know?
That's what my daughter, that happened to her in Mexico. She was with the sorority.
Yeah.
And they went to the Papa's and Beer.
Yeah.
And she like hadn't drank too much or whatever. So I think someone put a roofie in her drink and her friends. One of the others drink. Anyway, she ended up in an alley.
Yeah.
She called my other daughter up. It was 3 a.m. Same thing, screaming. Yes. And so I think it's very, very common. So I don't know if she was raped. I don't even know what happened.
It's well known, because honestly, you have tourists that don't know about the crime rate in Nashville, and so they're easy targets.
Yes.
And people say, well, like I've heard a lot of people say, well, he's a guy. Why would anybody want to repeat? Here's the reason. Because lifting a wallet, lifting a cell phone.
Yeah.
It could be something as simple as like, I want to talk to the girl he's talking to.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I mean, I've even heard of bartenders roofing patrons because they're not like being bad tippers. Also, the whole story of that was circulating about his friends having to close out a tab.
Yes, yeah.
That's, I know for a fact, because Luke says pay as you go. So either you have to have your card on file, which means as they like close it out, they, it's on file so that your tab is paid.
Yeah. So you can't skip out.
So you can't skip out, and gratuity, like 18%, I think, is the gratuity or that's added, is 18 or 20, I can't remember. But if you just were buying one drink at a time, then you had to pay as you go. So the whole story of, like, I'm just going to throw that out there, that the whole story of, like, somebody needing to go back in to take care of a tab, no, not buying it, because that's not how it works.
why do you think his friends, this is another thing that was odd to me, is that none of his friends went with him. If your hotel's only a couple blocks away, why isn't somebody walking you to the hotel? And
Yeah.
then, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, you know, they call fraternities like brothers. They refer to
Right.
each other as brothers.
Like you're supposed to.
But I think that honestly, you have kids that are in town that are drinking, and that there's, you know, sometimes when you're drinking, you're selfish,
Yeah.
and you want to stay, and you want to eat, you don't want to leave.
Yeah,
And then, yeah,
That's why you're not driving, is because your thought process isn't straight.
Yeah.
you know.
Is it one of those bars that if you, because there's a capacity, if it reaches a certain point, you don't
Oh, I
get
mean,
back in?
and
Is that why they would have said no?
it's packed.
I mean, I've seen, obviously it happens, but like, I think they just more people leaving than coming in at some point.
I mean, they're constantly letting people in. Like,
Yeah,
when
like,
you're,
you don't
you're in
see
the line,
people-
it's constantly moving. It's never like stopped. Like, there's never like a capacity.
Also,
after,
they
like,
back
I've never
it
seen.
down.
I've never seen them be like, all right,
we're
we have
at
to wait.
capacity. Yeah, they've
You have
never
to
been
leave.
like, we have to wait till people leave.
Yeah,
They've
I've
always
never
got
seen
people
that.
wanting to
Really?
leave.
So there's no reason for his buddies not to say, no, you can't come back. It's
Pictures of like NFL draft weekend.
The lines, like, I guess the lines get long, but there's never a point where they're like, we can't let any more people in. Or at least I've not
I've
seen
never
it.
seen it.
The last time
Yeah.
I was in there, I literally had to squeeze through people, like push them out of the way to
Oh,
go to the
yeah.
bathroom.
Which
Like,
is why it's so easy for people to lift phones in there, and so many people get their phones stolen from them because they're in their
it was
back
just like,
pocket
it was
or
a regular
whatever.
weekend, nothing like
Really?
big was
Yeah,
going
she's
on.
Yeah.
just sad.
Yeah,
Yeah, I had heard that about the phones. Like, be careful.
yeah. Never
Yeah,
keep it in your
that makes
back pocket
sense. Right.
and all that stuff because it's easy. Like it's so packed that you bump in. Like if I bump
Oh,
into
yeah.
her,
I could easily just
I
take
know
it.
it, and it's gone. Her phone's gone.
I had mine in Paris at a train station, and this guy, there was like this whole rocket thing, and the guy was like run down the stairs, group of guys, and the guy totally bumped into me, and then he had seen my phone. I stuck it in my pocket, in my coat pocket, and just like I didn't even realize it, you know. The next thing I know, when we stopped, the next stop my friends and I were at, my phone was gone.
No way.
So it's a huge rocket in another country. I was so upset.
That's the third one.
So
Sorry, she's getting over there. So, what do you think? I know that there's been some stuff about video from that surveillance that you were talking about on those buildings back there behind us. Do you think that he kept walking in that direction, or do you think?
No, I think that something happened on the bridge.
oh, you think on the bridge?
I think something happened on the bridge.
Up there?
Up here?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
Up above? Because you got stairs.
You upstairs.
Right there.
I know there's. I think that there's the last known video of him is down there, but there's
Well, supposedly there's another video that came out. Surveillance.
I would need to see all. Like honestly, I would need to see all the video, but I would.
Yeah, if you come back through here, let me know, and I'd like to give you my name if you'd like to talk sometime.
Yeah, like I'm just saying, like I think that I'm trying. That's one of the things that I'm trying to figure out in my head, because of what we've been shown, like what's been released.
Because see, do you know what I'm talking about? These cameras right down here. Do you know what I'm
Yeah,
talking
the
about?
bridge building cameras.
Yeah, there's some here, and then there's like the red brick building right next to it
Yeah.
that has a big camera. And so there's supposedly a video. Now, it's not that it's Riley, but it's somebody in a white tank top, and
Is it?
they're walking with a couple people. You might have it. I haven't seen it because I've been on the road.
Is it? Do you know what? Like, is it like an African? Does it appear to be like an African American couple, or like is it man and woman, or?
Does anybody know in chat? Angela says yes. Does anybody know in chat if it was supposedly a man and Go ahead and ask.
Does anybody know if it was a man and a woman that was seen that was walking down there? With maybe have been a third person?
And this would have been on that surveillance that was coming from Birch or that building next to it, where it showed somebody in like a tank top or light colored shirt walking, a man and a woman. It says it looks like a man and a woman or smaller man. So,
a man and a woman and a smaller man.
Yeah, it says, let's see. There is a video showing 3 people. One was a woman.
Okay. Did they appear to be Caucasian?
Did they appear to be Caucasian or other? Looks like a man and a woman or smaller man. 3 people. Let's see. Says stop for like 6 seconds at a light pole between 2 bridges across the steps. 3 people.
I did ask if it was the other race.
I'm just gonna ban them. They're stupid. No, we ain't.
I'm just gonna say I'm just asking what race they were. It doesn't. I'm just asking. It's like, were they African American? Were they Caucasian? Were they did they appear to be like? I'm just asking. It's not that they have to be one race or the other.
No, it's just a troll.
Oh, I don't. I'm just
Mom Boss Mayo, she stopped. Shout out to you. She had stopped us. We were actually walking down, and she was driving by us, and she stopped us on the stream. And she's from here, and she is basically saying everything that you're saying is true. She's a resident from here today. She's going to be coming down here to meet us tomorrow again. We talked, we walked up along. She's actually one of the ones that we were talking to about the footage at that building right there. And then at the building next door.
Yeah, I know that Nashville police, there's other footage that I would think they would have requested or, gotten, that I don't think has been maybe requested, that may be useful. Like, I feel like I think there's a couple more cameras that are in this area that haven't been.
Well, this is what was interesting to me is there's that sign right there that says 24-hour.
Yeah, that's where he was last. I think exactly where, according to the parents and what they said, that in the video that they were shown, that was where he was last seen.
Right. So when it comes to this spot right here and what would be the last footage, in your opinion, what do you think took place from where we last seen him to, do you think he kept walking that direction? Like the homeless man states, he stumbled in a bush, somebody said, hey, he's just drunk, and then he kept walking?
That person was on this side, so he would have said he kept walking, and then, it was nighttime, so that's consistent with the kept walking part. Now, the question, what we need to do is focus on what was going on in that area, which I think, from what I've seen, there were also 2 police cars with dash cams that had come by. I wonder why their dash cam videos haven't been released from that night.
That's a good question.
But like I said, Metro Police haven't really been willing to return any phone calls of mine, and I've asked for phone calls to be returned. I mean, I called it. Like I said, I called every single number that they have available. And I called them, some of them multiple times. Except multiple days in a row, too.
You just don't, and they just don't.
They don't return calls. They say, well, I'll have somebody call you back. Like, I called Chief Drake's office.
Okay.
Twice. And spoke to 2 different people. And they said, I'll have somebody call you back. And did that person call me back? I'm still waiting to hear. So, I mean, I guess I'll have to come down to headquarters or find out where Chief Drake's going to be next.
Because they don't want to hear what you have to say.
They don't want to answer the public's questions. Why? Why do they not want to answer our questions? They're not being forthcoming.
Yeah, it's
the DA is not forthcoming in anything. The police aren't being forthcoming. What are they covering up? Why are they not being honest with the public? Somebody just doesn't disappear out of thin air. I've seen more TikTokers out here and YouTubers and whatever out here talking to people trying to get information than I have seen police officers. I haven't seen a single police officer out here actually asking people questions. I haven't. That's just me being honest.
What do you think? Because when you first came up to me, and thank you for coming up to me and asking me, I appreciate it because it spawned this conversation, and I think this information is not only going to be helpful to help people understand the real situations that are going on in this city, but at the same time, be aware of the dangers. This is way more dangerous. It's almost like every hour you learn how much more dangerous it is in this area.
Yeah.
And thank you again for your comfort, Jessica. What do you think happened? Because when you first approached me, you asked me, and I said I don't think he's in the water, and you said you agreed, and then I could tell the passion in your voice. And so, what do you think took place?
I think someone tried to rob him, and then something happened based on Riley's state.
Mm-hmm.
And there was something that happened that maybe caused them to freak out and think, I've got to get rid of this person. Or they may have thought that Riley may have fallen again and hit his head and got unconscious, and they, or they may have punched him and he may have gone down again because he had already sustained a head injury and likely a concussion from that. So, it would be easy too. We're looking at just the footage of that night. So one of the things is if you look at where the sign is and stuff,
which one?
Where the 14 foot sign, the 14 foot sign or whatever. I think that's the one that they're talking about. It would be really easy if you're having an altercation with someone to throw them over, and come back and get them later. Yeah. And a lot of the people in the area have carts.
Yeah.
And stuff, and you can just come back at 3 or 4 in the morning.
Interesting.
Or you can come back in a car, and so and retrieve that person.
So
and hide them.
Okay. So do you?
I mean, if I go throw her over the edge right now and push her over this wall, nobody's gonna find her. Nobody's gonna hear her.
Especially if it's just overnight.
Yeah.
If nobody's gonna be.
Or if it's just a few hours.
Right. Do you think that he kept walking though?
No.
Or you don't think he kept walking that way?
No.
Down that way. Okay.
I think it was somewhere around here.
Okay.
Where we are right now.
So
that there was an altercation.
Because I had an officer come up to me yesterday when we were standing over there.
Oh, so an officer approached someone.
Yeah.
That's good to know.
She came to me. She was on her break or something.
Oh, that's only because let me be clear. An officer probably only approached you because the Cajun Navy had recently been called in and they were starting to feel the heat.
Fair enough.
Have you seen any officers out here since you've been here?
I've
Well, you been here?
I've seen a lot of the team. I have seen officers drive by.
Drive by.
Yeah,
right.
not too
But,
many.
I mean, have they been interacting with, like, have they asked you what you're doing?
No.
Okay, that's
No.
that's
We
something.
even
Driving by doesn't do much of anything. What is that gonna do? We're in day what now? You know, he went missing on the 8th, and let's see, by my watch, it seems to be like this is what, the 21st? So I don't know what a drive-by is gonna do. I drove by too, so, like, I mean, shoot, that doesn't solve I'm using air quotes. That doesn't solve missing persons investigations doing drive-bys. Getting your boots on the ground is what solves missing persons investigations, if you want to label it that. But if, again, they haven't been through all the tips. They have the sources they haven't followed up on. So, you know,
hoping that you can just blame it on he got past the dam kind of thing, and then you can just say, well, we tried.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what their like I said, I don't know what their motives are. I know they're corrupt.
From your own experience, what? So you don't think? Do you think it? Well, no. I guess if he did walk down that way,
It would have, the Justice Birch building camera would have caught him.
well,
I didn't see. I watched the footage around that time from the Justice Birch building, and the footage didn't show anybody that appeared to be 6'7", or nor did I see anyone in a shirt that was like
She
one that
contacted
matched Riley.
everybody before we even had a conversation. You'll hear this. She says it.
the reason that it looks like he's wearing a tank top on that video, because that's where, according to the homeless guy, he put his shirt on the railing. And so that's
homeless guy that was seen in Tent City?
Right.
I'm sorry. The homeless guy that said he found it way down there where the log cabin area is, which will be at First and Church, which means that he would have had to have gone all the way back
this way.
No.
No?
That means he would have had to be seen on camera wearing his shirt back that way. And he would have been caught on multiple cameras wearing his shirt still. He's not going to take his shirt off and walk shirtless.
Can you show me exactly where?
We would have to walk quite a while.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. It's at First and Church Street, the corner of First and Church Street. That's where...
Yeah, church is where we go to turn up to go up the hill.
Yeah. It's a ways away.
Oh, so that there's like that little
area. It's like
a sitting area type thing.
Yeah.
So that's where he say that he found the shirt.
Yeah, that's where he's saying.
Yeah, there's no way he wouldn't have walked this way with his shirt on and then walked back to leave his shirt there.
Yeah.
Then to come through, because then if you're coming through, you're not going to have your shirt on either.
The timeline wouldn't have made him able to do that, and the fact that he's not on camera anywhere.
Interesting. So you don't think another interesting thing too is you said, does the person look 6'7"? That I haven't seen the video, so I haven't seen the figures of one standing next to the next to the next. If they're all about the same height, then I'm gonna say it's probably not somebody that's 6'6", 6'7" either.
It's like I said, a lot of the homeless and people out here will carry around wagons. So like if an altercation had taken place, you know, there's ways to get people. There's ways to get, you know.
Let me ask you, and
I'm not familiar with those because I don't normally do this on a daily basis, assault people or attack people or try and rob them. But I've just heard that there's ways.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah, there's ways.
Because this is what I initially first thought, and this is what I was telling the officer yesterday, because when she came up to me, she was asking me what I thought about it, and I was like, well, do you think he's in the water? So I was showing her some like
Who approached you?
Somebody from right there. She came across the street. She was on a break. She came across the street and then came up and she was standing there. And I was talking to my audience about what I think, could have happened based off of what we were looking at that location right there.
Yeah.
And then she looked over at me and she was like, what do you think? And I'm like, this. And I was like, what do you think? And she's like, I don't. And she went like this, I don't think he's in the water at all. And I was like, oh, okay. Well, why do you think that? She's like, because the watch and the phone got shut off at the same time, and that's not happening in the water.
Right. Apple watches are pretty water resistant, and Riley, from what I've seen on from interviews that I guess the family spokesperson, I'm not sure of his name, but the family spokesperson, I think his name's Chris, maybe, has been doing. His phone had plenty of battery because on Life 360 it gives you an alert.
Yeah.
It gives the family an alert when the battery goes low.
Yep.
So he had plenty. We know he had plenty of battery left on his phone.
Where does the Life 360 end up?
The Life
Right
360 is
Right
a little bit further down.
Okay.
Not much further.
A little bit.
Yeah, but it's my understanding you have to be on Snap to be for your location to show there.
Okay.
So that's just where he was last on Snapchat.
Okay, but did somebody have Life 360
Yes,
on him?
he had Life 360. Yes, his family had Life 360 on him.
Which you should, just as a heads up, anybody please download the app. It is the best way that you can keep track of your loved ones, your children. It will save.
You have to go speeding. It'll tell. There's a way you can sign up for to get driving. Thank God my mom doesn't have it with my driving lead foot, because it can tell you how fast the person's driving too.
Honey, you better slow down, otherwise I'm not coming next Tuesday with them corn.
Yeah, I'm just telling you, it reveals a lot.
Yeah, it does. But it's a really good app, though, especially for loved ones and your children.
And also, I will say this, I advise everyone, I didn't know this, Apple, you can go and set in, to your settings. So, if you ever go missing or something like this were to happen to you, you can go to your iCloud and you can, be able to, if they're not able to access, they don't know your password or whatever, you can set it up to where that person is able to get your information, get into your iCloud.
Really?
Yes. Get access to it. I'm trying to see if I can find it right now.
Did you hear that, everybody? That's a lot of knowledge right there. Suki didn't even hear that.
I'm looking really deep to what you can do in order to, what Riley's family can do while they were waiting on the subpoenas that were taking forever, which I was kind of surprised by. Why are these subpoenas? That's another thing that made me question the police and makes me question the DA, is why it took so long to get the subpoenas. And I don't even know that they have all of them back.
Wow. Silky, they think that something happened to you. Do you want to ask a question just so everybody knows that you're safe?
Oh, no, I'm safe. I'm just listening, y'all. I'm very interested in what she's saying about the corruption.
If you go into sign-in and security, so if you have an Apple iPhone and you go in and to sign in and security, there's an option for legacy contact. And a legacy contact is someone you trust to have access to the data in your account after your death.
Oh.
So you can set that up. And you can also set up what's called account recovery. If you forget your password or device code, you have a few options to recover your data. You can set up recovery contacts, where it says if you lose access to your account, a recovery method can help you get your account and data back. Your device passcodes can be used to recover end-to-end encrypted data. If you forget your passcodes, you'll need a recovery contact or recovery key. And a recovery contact can generate a code from their Apple device to help you get your data back. So I would encourage anyone with Apple devices to set that up, so that they can, you know, that person that if they one just for not just for safety purposes as in this, but just like if you do forget something and you're not able to get your data back, then you have somebody that you trust, like you're set up with your spouse or whatever, that can give you that key so you can recover your information and get back into your iCloud.
Wow. How long has Apple had that?
I'm not sure. I just started digging the other day, trying to figure out how I could, because my iPhone was hacked at one point, and so I'm not sure how long they've had that, but I noticed that they did have it.
I was wondering about that because of another case that I cover, and they did have iPhones, and but this is like in 2017, so I don't know if they had that option then or not.
I don't know. That's a question for Apple, like support. They can, yeah.
You know, I was kind of bringing it up to the officer, and I told her, she asked me what I thought, and I was like, well,
my question would be, why is she asking you what you thought? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they should know something by now.
Maybe just conversation. It seemed like she was on her break when she came by.
You know what I'm saying? But like, I just don't think the police have been really doing their job, that they have any freaking clue what's going on.
Maybe just trying to know what people know that are here on the ground.
That too.
Yeah. You know? Hey, do y'all know something?
Well, they haven't. I mean, like, you know, are you saying when they're not because they haven't been out here really the whole time?
Yeah. And it makes it easier if some YouTuber, TikToker, whatever, gets some good information and then.
Well, no, I have good information and they haven't freaking cared to do anything with it.
No, but they might have to. You know what I'm saying? When you're on a public platform, you know, you're on YouTube, you're on TikTok, whatever, and you have followers, then the more people that hear that, they start calling.
That's why when we find Riley, when Riley's found, I am ready to blow the lid off of this. I'm ready to expose everybody. And I am ready. I'm just ready that, it's about finding Riley right now, but after Riley's found, it's about exposing what was done or not done, and by police and the district attorney's office, and holding these people accountable. Because I'm sorry, I've been told I've literally been told by the police department that we don't care what the public thinks of of our investigation into Riley.
Really?
Yes.
Because he's from out of state or what?
No, they just don't care what the public thinks about what their efforts have done. They care about what Riley's family thinks, and that they're there to recover missing persons, and that Riley's family is happy with what they've done so far. But I'm beg to differ, which is why Riley's family.
Oh, this weekend. I kind of felt like, like when I mentioned shakedown to you, what I was telling was like an easy target. You see somebody that's intoxicated, they're going here and you're coming down here. No, we've had so many local people tell us, don't be alone at night, even by me as a dude.
Yeah.
It almost was like you see somebody walking down here. You have a light right there. You have a light on the other side, but it's going to be dark as hell right here. Do you think something happened right here?
Very possibly.
And then up the stairs, or do you think something happened here?
Here, and then there's ways to get somebody. Or like I said, there's ways to like.
So
unless you've watched, like, I just don't think police have gone and scoured the video for the possibility that someone literally an altercation could have taken place.
Right.
They could have come back at a later time. Because, I mean, 10 o'clock, there's still people that are going down. So you're not going to be seen, like, hauling a,
Yeah.
And you can't really, like, launch them into the river from here. So, you just come back and get them later.
So do you think, first of all, let me ask you this before I go into what they said. How much do you believe the homeless encampment statements?
How much do I believe
that their statements are legit?
I don't believe the statement at all of the person that says they found Riley's shirt. Ross. I don't believe it at all. I don't believe it at all.
So do you believe that he heard a struggle and somebody said, "Hey, it's okay, he's just drunk"?
And that could have been the person that was about to attack him later.
Because
he recognized that he was drunk too.
Easy target.
Yeah.
Stumbled to get him back in here. Oh, it's okay, Billy.
If someone recognizes that they're drunk and that they're stumbling, then why would you, if you have good intentions, you're gonna like do something to get them safe. Like whether that's call like the police or whatever, you're gonna do something to get them safe. Like not just yell up. I think that they knew they were about to do something, and that they didn't want that man to come up here because
then he
would have come up here and seen them and been able to identify them likely, because the homeless out here, they interact with one another and know one another.
Oh, you can go. Yeah, you're good. Oh no, you're good. Thank you. I appreciate it. I love that T-shirt too, by the way. So to me, it was like easy target. That's where the noise came from. Like you're saying, "Hey, Billy, don't worry about it. Somebody's just drunk, so Billy don't come over there and see what's happening, so he doesn't see what's up." And then, like, you know what I mean? It was an accident. Like I was kind of saying, he already had an injured head. He comes down here. Maybe they're just trying to shake him down. They're not trying to kill him. They're just trying to shake him down, rob him. And unfortunately, through that scuffle, he hits his head again. And then therefore, oh shit, we didn't think that this wasn't supposed to happen. And they panicked.
Like panicked and went into panic mode. Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, look at how the size of that wall is. If you're a really tall person like he was, like it would be easier to topple over it. Like I'm not going to topple. I'm short. I'm not going to topple over that wall real easy. You're going to have to lift me up and throw me over me. You can just forward.
Right. So I'm saying that's my point. Like,
so it could have been him literally walking up right here as he's intoxicated, and somebody coming from behind him, boom, slipped right over.
There's someone that was coming down from like the Birch area that was like sitting here, like, or whatever. We don't know. I've got to go back and look at the video, but I think that that's probably where everything happened. And that would also explain why the credit card would have been recovered down there.
So right down there.
Yeah, like there's people out here that have, he could have gone over, like I said, he could have gone over like right there, under there, and then just continue.
Okay, that I'm glad you bring that up, because I'm glad you bring that up, because I'm going to take you to a different spot here. And I'm going to ask you what you thought about this, because when I was over here yesterday, this part really stuck out to me, because as we're walking down, I'm like, wow, there's these little teeny entrances that go all the way down. There's that tier where they can hide.
Yeah.
This stuck out to me, yeah.
The gate.
Yes. And to me, I'm wondering, did he
go and you could have hidden him behind the gate right there too. That's another option. You could hide him behind the gate, like in the brush. Come, because there are people that are in a homeless camp, believe it or not, that do have cars and they do have cell phones. The government gives out cell phones.
You've seen the cell phones. I've not seen the cars.
Yeah, that have cars and cell phones, and so you know, you hide them and you come retrieve them later and take them somewhere.
Right. And when it comes to that spot you're talking about, everybody, literally, you just, and this is what I mean, he could have walked by and then pulled him back in here under complete cover. And like she's saying, and then dragged him and dragged him right down over here. And like she's saying, nobody's going to see him, because look, all you see is thick brush by the fence.
It's nighttime. We're seeing it right now in daylight. It's nighttime.
Right.
Let's look down.
Sure.
Down.
Yeah, wherever you want to go.
Like, that's what I think happened. I mean, you can't launch somebody from the river here. Not 6'7".
Yeah, it's, well, yeah, because she walked down there yesterday, and there's like a 20-foot distance between the drop-off and where the water is. There's a lot of trees and brush down there, and so he wouldn't have been able to.
If you notice too, where the gate where we were just at leads down to there.
Yeah.
And the credit or debit card was found literally like on the.
So okay. So as we're looking at this ledge right here, so that ledge right there, it's right over.
Yeah.
So it would have been over the ledge and down.
Yeah, so you could have just you could have taken him in there, frisked him, go under his wallet,
and then
toss the card, because you have no use for it. It's a debit card. You're not going to use it because obviously you'll be seen on camera.
Mm-hmm.
So you're not going to use it. So you're going to toss it. You want cash,
right.
So you just toss it. And that's why it's clean.
Yeah.
Because I've also gone back in my head trying to rack my mind, going, why is the debit card so clean?
Like it was planted, but.
It could have been planted. I mean, the thing is that anything is possible in terms of that card, and because these people could have come back at there's so many people that have been here lately. They could have very easily come back and acted like they were searching for Riley, and just here's a card.
Oh, okay. So somebody that had something to do with it pretend that they are, and just kind of.
I mean, it just it.
Look the other way and toss it in the other.
There's so many different things that it could have been.
Wow.
Listen, we just talked about that in the Idaho case, about how easy it is for searchers or for EMTs or whatever to come out.
The people that found it, they had nothing in terms of that wasn't.
Yeah, not like they planted it, because it had his real name.
I know they didn't have anything to do with it, being planted. I'm saying the people that were responsible for this, that were wearing his shirt in the tent city. Okay, look at that right there.
Yeah, there's a canoe. Hold on 1 second. There's somebody. Let's move down this way.
How you could.
Yeah.
Think about it. If you, with what I was had to suggest, with what I had said earlier about like recovering somebody.
Yeah.
That's another option. You know what I'm saying?
Does it look like an investigator or does it? No, this is weird because yesterday, holy shit, because yesterday, that's the same spot that hovercraft stopped.
Yeah, it is.
It is. Yesterday, there was a hovercraft that was coming through and there was two guys in it and the hovercraft stopped but slowed down and the guy in front bumped the guy in the back and they both started looking there for a minute. I'm gonna move over there here. And
Those are possibilities.
yeah, this hovercraft yesterday actually shut off on the second trip and then stopped and then they came back around but almost got stuck. And that's in the same general area. Is that an investigator or is that just a regular searcher? I can't tell. I can't tell. Are you able to? Now, I did see people down there yesterday too. But they're right on that area.
That's my searching.
That's a what?
That's my searching.
Oh, just a normal.
No, just somebody that's searching the area.
Like part of the team or just everyday? Yeah, just an everyday person or somebody that's, yeah.
Someone that is searching, it looks.
What, do you know them or something? You're just, okay. So.
Yeah, that's just somebody searching. But that just gives you an idea that it's possible to get, you know, if you,
No, you're good.
You know where he took his first motion call? Like where, like that first spot was where that guy reported it.
The vape shop?
No, not that one. The one where the other guy,
homeless person.
yeah, like, what is that?
Oh, it's just a microphone.
Oh, I'm not on it, am I?
No.
Oh, you don't have to be if you don't want to. Yeah, we're just talking to.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. She don't want to be on. This is Jessica. She is a resident from here, and she's been gracious enough to sit here and talk with us. We've had other locals come up and walk by and agree. I haven't been able to. Are you able to pull up YouTube chat and see, or are you able to join? I have the link in the mod chat because I couldn't send it to anything else. And I can't find my pen and paper. And that girl's totally stopped. She said her, like, that's why I asked her. I was like, do you know who she is? Because of the way that she answered it, and it was like, whoa. Hold on, it won't even like tilt for me here. This tripod sucks. It's the first time I'm using it. So I'm gonna let her. This is just somebody trying to get some information of the spots and stuff. Look at that current, man. It's like So, no, I didn't.
I'm gonna like if you live here in Nashville, I'm just gonna tell you put pressure on the police department to do their job, but I don't really have much faith in them. But yeah.
But they were. I know that they were here like a week ago, kind of standing there.
Yeah. I mean, I'm standing here too. Does that do anything?
Yeah.
But you're looking over and stuff.
Yeah, they weren't even looking over.
Kind of back there.
Yeah. That's been typical of what I've seen of this investigation or whatever. They don't know shit.
Because they don't want to know, or
They're not putting any effort in to know anything. But
what do you think about the body?
in a few seconds, yeah. But yeah, okay. If you or your viewers have any further questions, got like a couple minutes.
If you have any questions for Jessica, please type in #Q. And then I'm looking at the chat right now. Sorry, I haven't been able to watch it here.
Bring in the FBI.
Yeah, bring in the FBI, right?
Well,
do you think this is what I wanted to ask you earlier about the FBI? Do you think the reason they didn't invite the TBI was because they have to be invited, and then they're only allowed to do what they're invited to do for an investigation until they find out that it's corrupt, and then they take over like they did in Oklahoma?
That's why I think they don't want the TBI involved.
Right. Because you think that they're going to see that there's something murky going on, and they're going to take over it, and then it's going to expose.
Drunk and rude. That's cool. I'm going to address something with you. And the people saying she drunk.
No, you don't have to.
No, I'm just going to address that.
There we go. I addressed it too.
No, I'm going to address it for everybody else. I don't know what gives you that impression. But no, I'm not drunk, and I don't know who else I would be considered rude to, except for the police department and the district attorney, which I live in the city. I pay their taxes. I pay their salary. So I'm sorry, but I deserve some answers.
100% as a community,
as a citizen that pays their salary and has seen what has not been the lack of effort the police have put into this. I deserve some answers.
Let's see. I'm not down with that either. Don't worry, I don't play this dumb shit. There's going to be a lot of idiots that come in here just because it's anything.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, my people skills are pretty good. I'm just fine.
All right, and let me see here. So the family doesn't get answers. What makes you? Because she's a citizen, AG. Because if anybody has been listening to this conversation the whole time, she's experienced the bullshit already. And she lives here, she pays their taxes. Let's be honest, justice and truth is supposed to happen, right? So when somebody lives here and they keep experiencing the bullshit that is going on, they're finally speaking up because they've had enough. And is Riley's case when you just had enough?
Yeah, this is me having enough of the corruption in Nashville. And enough of the corruption at the DA's office, enough of the corruption at the police department. This is me seeing Riley's mom barely able to speak, and it hits home for me, honestly. I remember when I got a phone call at a very young age that my cousin was missing, and I remember how that impacted me. And, so I'm just saying, like, I see how hurt the family is, and I hurt for them. And it hurts me to see and know that they don't know. They're from out of town. They live, 6.5 hours away. They're not familiar with how things are in Nashville. They're not familiar with the corruption here. And they, they're just, they don't know what kind of police department they're dealing with. So, I'm just here because I've frankly had enough of it. And the reason why, if
it's got to be scary for you, being a female in the city when I've had people that don't even know who I am come up and warn me every 20 minutes about the dangerous areas down here. Even people in chat warn me about how dangerous it is.
I'm also running on absolutely for, the trolls or people that have been trolling and stuff. I'm also running on very little sleep because I go home and
Hold on one second. This is not the person from Murfreesboro or whatever, people. That was a long time ago. This is a different voice. Please pay attention. Thank you.
So I'm running on very little sleep because I come out here, I search for Riley, and I do what I can, and then I go home and I listen to podcasts. I listen to see what's going on TikTok and see if that's lining up with what I'm hearing. And so I'm running on little sleep. I can't sleep because this case has hit home with me, and it has touched me in a way that I felt led to be out here, and I feel a connection to. I don't know them, but I feel a connection to Riley's family, and I want to get answers for them, and I want to find answers. I want to find Riley.
Yeah, and it's absolutely disgusting how some of you human beings are commenting about the tragic things that she's talking about. You absolutely disgust me, some of you people, and I don't even know your names because I've never seen them before. But the fact that you can why are you even in the true crime community if you can talk about another human being that way? I'm sorry. Why are you even in the true crime community? Because you obviously don't fucking care if that's the kind of shit that you're going to say about this poor person here. And I got 2 words for you, for those people. Fuck you. Okay? Now, mods, please, if people are going to be rude, ban them.
They can be rude to me all they want. I don't care. Be rude. Bring it on. I'm not afraid of your comments. Your comments don't hurt me. I know why I'm out here. I know what I've done to find Riley. I know what I'm doing to find Riley. And I'll be honest, it fires me up even more. It fires me up even more to find Riley. You can just say what you want to me because it doesn't faze me. Your trolling comments don't faze me. I see them, and I haven't shed a tear for your comments. They've literally rolled off my back.
Yeah.
I really don't give a shit what y'all have to say. So if you want to troll, you're trolling the wrong person because you're trolling someone that don't give a fuck.
Right. Just like we don't, because it's about peace, positivity, and progress. And if you don't have that, you don't belong in our community. So don't be surprised.
I've been here boots on the ground. I've been in here putting my life on the line. I'm not going to go into what all I've done. But I'm just telling you, my little pinky has done more than the freaking police department. And I can say that and that's what's frustrating is that we have people that are citizens that I see that are putting their lives on the line, rappelling down this embankment here with ropes. I saw them when I was out here, rappelling down this embankment with ropes. And, they are putting their lives and themselves in safety at risk. And we're doing so because we want to find Riley because we see what the police department isn't doing.
And I'm sorry, it's got to be tough to experience those things and then at the same time, you know, try and walk around through here. I'm surprised, honestly, that we saw you come through here. Were you just coming through just to kind of see what the presence was, or?
I was coming here to see. I was coming here to get just because I wanted to get a better, like coming back out here to get a better sense of what they could have done with Riley after he went, because we know he wasn't seen on camera again, where they could have put him so that they could have taken him somewhere.
I'm not sure why it stopped. That wasn't the end of the interview.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. That was.
Sorry.
Hold on one second. I'm cutting out a little bit. Yeah, I'm not sure. Oh.
Sorry, I'm just trying to find out why it just stopped.
It's okay. Sorry, I'm.
Stopped. Hold on. And she's reached out multiple times without a call back. You said you reached out to the family as well.
Yeah, I mean, I'm standing here too. Does that do anything? On the.
So right. Oh, okay. So as.
What?
Sorry, I don't have a timestamp for where it stopped. Let me just try and find it again.
It's okay. I thought it was weird too how it just stopped. I want to say one thing, and this is what people didn't understand when she was talking, and maybe it's why people. I don't know why you would think she was intoxicated, but she was. The reason her voice would get like that at sometimes is because she was trying to hold it together because she's heartbroken. And if anybody knows, when you're about to cry and you're holding it in, it affects your throat, it affects your chest, your lungs, when you swallow, how you swallow, because you're trying to hold all that emotion in because you're trying to stay strong. And that's why sometimes her voice would get that way, because if you could see her eyes, and you could see how she's trying not to have to wipe a tear, but you could see that they were about to form. You know what I mean? That's how heartbroken she is, and that's how much she cares. And I just, Kelly Miller said it best. Shame on them yesterday for being disrespectful like that. Over here at this atmosphere in this community, we practice peace, positivity, and progress. That's what it's about. Because we do talk about tough things, tragic things, and sometimes people can relate too, because we all have other things that have happened as well in our own lives. This is about respecting each other. This is about respecting our guests. And there's plenty of other YouTube channels on there that are willing to talk that way about other individuals or about other souls that are on this planet. And this is not the atmosphere. We're here to lift each other up. We're here to be a community. We're here to do it together. And we're here to promote peace, positivity, and progress, because there's a reason why we're here on this earth, and it's to try and spread that, because there's not that much in this world. And so in order to make sure that that community and that atmosphere stays strong, that's why you hear the vocal boot, you hear the vocal heart, and you also see the boot in chat and the heart in chat when it comes from me. I don't put up with bullshit, and I get rid of it real quick. And that's how I protect this atmosphere. So if anybody wants to type disrespectful things about our guests, the people we have in the community in chat, any soul, we don't play that here. There's plenty of other channels that will entertain that. We don't here. This is a safe place. So if anybody is new and they want to know what PPP is, that's what it is. Peace, positivity, and progress. And that's what we've promoted from the very first day that this show started. You could see it on the ticker on the bottom. I created this show because I was isolated from COVID for 2 years by myself. I fell into a depression at one point because I had no interaction with anybody outside of a video game headset, and I was losing my mind. So I needed to come up with something. I have had plenty of people in my life talk to me about how I should be on radio, how I should be on TV, this and that. I've had interest in the past, and there was things I just couldn't do because I was raising my daughter. But now YouTube had allowed me, when I came to that point where I needed interaction so bad because I was depressed and in a bad spot because of COVID. That's where YouTube and that's where the community came through shining for my soul. Because when I made my show, all of a sudden, there was community. And the community is what helped lift me out of that deep depression when I first started my show. And so because of what it did to me and my soul, that's why I'm so strong about maintaining that atmosphere. Because for somebody else that's feeling the same way that I did from whatever happened in their life, I want them to be able to come into this community, and I want them to be able to experience the same thing that I experienced from you guys when I first started this show. And that's what's the most important thing on this planet. We handle that, and then when we do that together, we can all handle all of this together for a stronger force. I want to say thank you so much for everybody that has became a part of this community. This is the reason why we're here, and this is the reason why we protect it. It's always about the victims, the families, the communities, before any of us, because that's why we're all here. Because it's about them before it's about us. This is why I do true crime. I didn't start the show out with the intention of covering true crime. But it got to the point where I couldn't feel right using my energy and platform for something that didn't talk or help about missing cases, cases that are out there in true crime in general, when it comes to the truth and the justice of not only myself, but also anybody else that's out there, because any of those people could be us too. And so that's what we do here. And so if there is anybody that doesn't understand that, please reach out. Any of the mods would be happy to explain it. And then at the same time, if you do get booted, you understand why. Because there's plenty of other shows that'll entertain that, and this isn't one of them. Thank you, Rosie. I just wanted to say that real quick.
Okay, so I really hope that I found the right place because I can't really remember where it was. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. It's no problem. We're about 45 out because of some traffic here. We'll be okay. We'll be there in plenty of time before. And I just want to say shout out to Jessica too.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
Okay.
And yeah, I'm not drunk.
No, it's okay. They don't have any idea what life is about and how to be towards another human being. So I wouldn't even worry about.
I'm not worried about him.
Yeah.
I really do not give a fuck until all I give a fuck about is finding Riley.
Right. Same here. And I appreciate your time. I want to say thank you so much. And I know that you have to go. And if there's any time in the future you'd like to reach out, please do. And I just want to say thank you again.
Thanks.
All right. I'll be right back.
All right, so that must have been the end of it. And thank you for doing that, Rosie. I appreciate you, and thank you for taking out your time for this. It looks like we're going to be heading into rain here pretty soon. I thought what she said had a lot of merit, and a lot of what she said I feel has a lot of merit. I was reaching out to the LE contact as we were listening to this. And I'll tell you what her response is. And I'm going to see if she'd like to come on the show, though. But I took, at the same time, I understand if she doesn't want to be known. What she says is, I sent her a message. I said, I'm very interested to talk to you and have a conversation because we both felt that he wasn't in the river. I said, I feel like something's still missing. I would like to see what your thoughts are. Her response was, I didn't either. I also feel like something's missing. We'll definitely chat more in depth. So we're definitely going to be having more of a conversation, and I'm going to be talking with Jessica more also this evening when we get there. So I want to say shout out to both of them. Thank them for their comfort and kindness for sharing their information so we can correspond and we can, have these conversations to bring more awareness about these situations.
I thought it was really interesting, everything that she had to say. I don't know. I think that most people in chat do agree.
All right, there we go. Sorry, StreamYard's bugging. Yeah, especially the people that are from there or have lived there.
Yeah.
I see a lot of the people in chat and yesterday as well, totally agreeing with what she's saying, praising, her comfort for her story. So it really leads me to, and what you know, when you see what's taken place, how could you discount what she's saying, really? Because what would she have embellished? What would she have, you know what I mean? I don't. Everything that she talked about, and then the responses from the people that are locals there, tells me that what she's saying was not only 100 but 150.
Yeah, especially if there is a trend between what people are saying, you know.
Right. So what do you think of the whole conversation, Rosie, as you sat back and listened
I
to
mean, I feel for her in the sense that it's like there's a lot of frustration that's been building up, and this particular case is kind of, you know, she's reached a point where she's just completely fed up. But I think that it's quite sad that it came to this, because you can tell that it's been something that's been going on in her mind for a while. It's not just this case. She's very fed up, which
Right.
I think is
Yeah.
the saddest part. But
she was heartbroken. Because we talked the recording and some after, and she did mention other cases, and she did totally express exactly what you're saying, Rosie. She's fed up. She's tired of seeing it. She's a soul like we are, you know. You care so much about other people. You know, you practice the 150. It's about giving somebody more of yourself than what you even expect in return. And you can tell that she has that kind of soul.
yeah, I mean, it's her own community, so it's
Right.
obviously going to be a lot more complicated for her, because it's something that she's exposed to every single day. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know about the facts about this unique case for her. It's just that too many people are saying very similar things.
Well,
which I think really does.
Imagine this. You just moved to Nashville. She's lived there for 6 years. You just moved to Nashville and you get roofied. And then after that, you not only that, and you moved there, so now you're already cautious like crazy. And then you see all this other stuff going on because you became a resident. And then you see something like this happen, and it's gaining national attention, and you're watching stuff unfold like she describes, and she's just like, I'm gonna break down. I can't take it no more. And what we do when you're that kind of soul, and what she said it herself, when it comes to some of them trolls, that's fine. I'm taking that energy, and it just gives me more fuel to do even better for these other souls. And that's what we do here. You know, stuff like an earlier show and stuff like other times. We use that negativity from other directions, and that just gives us more fuel for our soul fire for these victims' families.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's probably, part of why she wanted to approach you, because
she probably felt a connection,
Yeah.
before.
Yeah, because you get some channels that are one way and some that are the other way. So, it's probably been kind of isolating for her, I guess, to be able to speak out.
Well, I don't know if she even really, this is what was crazy to me, because she read my hat, but she asked what I do. And I was filming the area. I had it on the bridge at that point, looking over, overlooking that ledge. And to me, when she asked me, what do I do? That to me kind of said to me that maybe she isn't on YouTube that much. And so I don't think it was, I think what it was is she just noticed YouTube. And there's plenty of other people. I'm going to be honest with you. There was plenty of other, there's a lot of TikTokers. There's a lot of people streaming there. There has been the whole time. And for some reason, she chose to walk up to me out of all these people, and not only walk up to me, but sit there and have a conversation for an hour and a half with me.
Yeah. Although, I mean, also, I kind of, I don't know, if I was going to approach somebody, I would actually don't know what I would say. I'd probably be like, what do you do? Just to like, start the conversation.
I don't know. I feel like it was kind of like a soul connection kind of thing. Like maybe she felt the energy from, she felt the energy of what I'm about. And you can kind of feel that, you know, when you, it's almost like you get the tingle on the back of your neck, right?
But that is interesting.
You're like, whoa, I feel this energy.
Because like people in chat weren't with you as long as Silky and I were for that particular moment. And it was like things did work out in a way that like, because I mean, she wouldn't have been as comfortable to approach you in the middle of a live stream. So it was almost like it all kind of aligned really well. And
yeah, because it was literally like what, 6-7 minutes in between.
No, it was quicker than that because the stream cut out and then I couldn't hear you anymore. So I asked Silky what was going on. And then it was like a minute or two, and then she approached and started speaking while you were trying to figure out how you were going to get the show back.
Right.
And then she walked up to you and she was, you know, the next part of the show, which you didn't expect. But
no, not at all.
Yeah, she just arrived.
And I think if I would have answered, he was in the water, because when the way that she asked me, what do you think happened? And I looked at her and I was like, I think he was an easy target. And I think that this took place. And then she like gave me like a nod and then started talking to me. And I was like, oh gosh, at that moment, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm glad that I answered honestly and not the status quo, because I think if I would have answered the status quo, she would have just probably said, oh, okay, and then walked away.
Yeah, she wanted to, you know, get a feel for if you were safe, I suppose.
Right. Yeah, that's how I took it. It's exactly how I took it.
Yeah, so I mean, it did all like align if you think about it. Because I know you were upset about the stream cutting. It wasn't meant to,
because when you try and restart it from mobile, it's you know, you have what you have, where it's easy for the non-PPP to seep through the atmosphere, and that's what's frustrating for me when it comes to restarting it like that. So, that's all.
Yeah, I would have been stressed about it as well, but it was a good gap for her to just walk in, which I mean, it's interesting. And she obviously felt comfortable enough with you and Silky to, because I mean, that is a scary thing to do. You have to kind of trust that this person's not gonna, you know, actually put you on camera as well.
Right. You know, especially being a stranger, you know, like,
yeah.
That took some comfort right there, because I'm the type where I'm not the, excuse me. I look at everybody's personal bubble like their own house, you know. Definitely there are a small percentage of moments where, you know, it's like knock, knock, knock. But when I'm all about that energy. And if the energy, like you say, if the energy aligns, then we're here, you know. because a lot of the people that are going through the things that we are covering already are going through enough. And the last thing that I want to do, just like even in the mod chat, even in the community chat, even in the community, the last thing that I want to do is add any kind of negativity or stress to anybody's reality in their own personal life, because we all go through it. And there's just no reason to do that. You know, we all have our own things that we're going through, and it's already tough. It's already tough to live life as it is when it comes to the things that we go through. So, you know, it's that comfort
Especially in
bubble
the
that.
context of, yeah, especially with dealing with true crime. It's not like that's something light either
Right.
for anybody who's trying to discuss it.
Yeah, it's just all about that energy. So,
Yeah.
and that's what it's about. I'm not here to disrupt any waves that we're not trying to disrupt. Because the last thing I even want to do is go up to any of these people, you know, these people, and then them have a negative reaction just because they're hurting or something, and then you bring on more of it. The last thing I want to do is be a soul that does that. Just,
Yeah, of course.
yikes, potholes. Oh, sorry. We're in Tennessee. We're in Tennessee.
Is that the sign?
That well, there's apartments for rent signs next to the potholes, so
You have not seen South Africa. Do not complain.
maybe I could have like a secondary home, right? One of these little potholes here.
Well, you do travel there a lot. Maybe, you know.
I'll be going back tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm not going to stay tonight. I'm just going to hang out a little bit after the vigil too, and then I'm going to head back. I'm going to get some good rest tonight, and then I'm going to wake up really frickin' early tomorrow, and I'm going to be out there bright and early in the morning. So that'll be the plans for the next couple days, because tomorrow I'm going to be out there pretty much all day, and I'll be taking requests for different locations and stuff too. We're going to be walking around some more, looking to see if we can find anything else. Silky's going to be joining us too, and she's going to be doing that secondary camera as well that y'all enjoy. But somebody did bring up, I think it was Kelly Miller brought up earlier in the show, where it'd be cool to bring up the Google map on the phone walking direction, and then we can stream that too as we're filming, going in that path.
Yeah, that should.
We'll be doing a lot of walking
tomorrow. You have the boots? They ready?
No, I got my Adidas on. We're not. We don't need to. That's the last thing that you want to do is wear freaking work boots in the city. Yikes! Oh my gosh, the potholes. That must have been a huge apartment. 3 bedroom.
Yeah, definitely. That was an ensuite. Yeah.
Yeah, 3 bedroom. So we're about a half hour out. Everything looks good so far. I'm looking at all blue on the Google directions here. 30 minutes out. So we just had a couple spots where it bumped it up about. Actually, we weren't going to get there until 5:15. Then traffic was moving better than expected, dropped it down to 5. Now we're back up to 5:10. So, is there a different location? This is what I was going to ask. Is there a different? I heard that they're having the vigil under the bridge. Is there another location too, or is it just under the bridge?
Let me see if Mom Boss is around, because I'm sure she'll know.
And if you're a content creator and you'd like to meet up out there, let me know. or if you're a content creator and you'd like to stream the visual from here, you're welcome. Or you're more than welcome. Yeah, I definitely need a good night's sleep tonight. So I'll be hanging down here, get back, get some good sleep, and wake up about 4, 5 in the morning and hit the road early.
It's a good time.
Yep. Have Hardee's 2 mornings in a row. Jackpot. It was good this morning. I'm telling you, I've been craving Hardee's because I didn't even go on my trip out to South Carolina too. Because whenever I go on my road trips, this is a fun fact about CJ. Whenever he goes on his road trips, he likes to start his road trips off with Hardee's breakfast. And for when did I leave for South Carolina? It was a week and a half ago. I left for South Carolina, and until this morning, I actually was able to have Hardee's. So it was a week and a half of wishing every morning for Hardee's, and I finally had it. And shout out to Kay Miller for the road snacks contribution. Yesterday, man, I'm gonna be able to have Hardee's damn near for life. So thank you.
Yeah, I think anything that helps to look forward to when you have to drive somewhere.
Hey, that Hardee's breakfast is like $9.50 now, you know. So
okay, so what's in it? What is in it?
what do I get the number 4. I get the loaded omelet biscuit, large size with the orange juice. And do I eat all the hash browns? Some mornings I do, some mornings I don't. It depends.
Depends on how long you've been waiting to order that, the number 4?
No, because actually this morning, because it's been a week and a half this morning, I only ate half my hash browns. So, no, it's not that. I don't know. It's just, I don't know. It's just, I don't know what it is really, whether I eat half or not. Maybe it's how quick I finish the biscuit, because I've always been the type of eater. Like, I know there's eaters out there that'll eat their potatoes first, and then they'll eat their ham, and then they'll eat their green beans or something. Me, I like mixing it all up, you know. I like mixing it all up. I like having a bite of this and a bite of that and a bite of this. And, you know, even with peanut butter sandwich and chips or something, I like having a bite of my peanut butter sandwich and a couple of chips. I like mixing it all together.
So just no system.
Yeah, with every bite. I just like the mixture of flavors every time I take a bite.
Yeah. I mean, I suppose, what is the point of having a whole lot of things in there if you're just going to eat them in little increments? Yes, I don't know.
Some people, you know, some people are like that. I'm the type where if a little bit of my sauce of whatever I'm eating with sauce, if a little bit of my sauce ends up bumping up against some potatoes or some corn, it's all good. It's all good. It's just extra flavor.
Some people hate that. Yeah, they'll want a whole new thing.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever mentioned that ever. Yeah.
We're on it.
There you go. I put it in group chat. What'd you put in group chat, Nina? I know. Peanut butter and honey. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah,
I love honey. Honey on anything. Even on a corn dog.
A corn dog.
Try it sometime.
Okay, no, we don't have that. I don't know. That's going on the Google list. I've heard it in movies, but I don't know what a corn dog actually is.
Oh, it's a hot dog that has breading around it, and it's deep fried.
Okay.
We like deep fried shit over here.
I can tell.
It tastes good. See, Lisa's like, yum. Just like, you know, having chili with cinnamon rolls, you know? You got to mix it together. Just like having tacos with chopped up oranges and peppers. You got to try it sometime. For real.
Yeah,
Your
there's a
tongue will
lot that
go
we
crazy
don't have
with
to-
those tacos, and you'll be like, "Damn, it sounds weird," but you take a bite and you're like, "Whoa!" Try it sometime, people.
I don't even know if they have
Try it
tacos
sometime.
here. I don't know where I'd find
Yeah.
them.
Chop up an orange in little teeny slices. Mix it up with the with peppers or whatever. Or if you don't like peppers, just sprinkle it with tiny, chopped little slices of orange. And trust me, you get the spicy and the sweet mixed together. Oof.
Okay, wait, you fry ice cream?
I don't know. I never fried ice cream. Deep fried Oreos.
You
Oh my
fry
gosh,
Oreos?
that sounds like a heart attack. That's what that sounds like.
Stop deep frying
That's-
things.
That sounds like a heart attack. I'll be honest. I mean, it sounds really good. Trust me. Especially if you plop it in ice cream, because then the heat will melt the ice cream a little bit, and then oh yeah. But man, oh my gosh, I can't imagine the sugar. That'd be crazy. Food break. Nope, no food break. We had breakfast this morning. I got some snacks with me. I always have road snacks, but we're good so far. I'll probably have some after a little bit.
Okay. Mushrooms?
Not a fan of mushrooms.
Pickles is a joke, right? Deep fried
Gosh,
pickles.
yeah, gross.
Okay.
Ugh. When they mention deep fried pickles or anything pickles, they just want me to
They're
puke.
teasing
Yeah, they just want me to puke. It's not happening. It's not happening. Even though I'll be like, no, I want to, but no, I'm not going
Okay, so I've seen the pickles come up a lot. I figured that was just the right.
to. It's a little joke everybody wants to play. It's all good. It's all in fun, It's all in fun. We got to have fun too when we're doing this stuff, because it is tough shit that we talk about.
Of course.
We have to add a little comedy to it. 20 minutes out.
I am a little concerned about all the deep frying, but yes, I agree.
It's so good, especially funnel cakes. That's anytime that I'm at a fair, I gotta get a funnel cake. Mandatory. It's mandatory.
Funnel cake.
Yes. Whoa, there's a tire in the middle. So is the rain coming in here? Anybody? Can you guys see the weather? Do we got rain coming in? It's looking pretty overcast. Oh, I'm sorry, Jess. It is. It's heartbreaking. What do we got to slow down? We got a little slowdown. So yeah, we're just gonna stream here. I'll stream a little bit of the ride back, and I'm gonna get some extra sleep tonight. Be bright and early tomorrow. Yeah, way early.
Extra sleep.
You need some good sleep too. You've been helping out so much, and with the time difference, y'all. What time is it over there, Rosie? Let all these people know how late you've been staying up with us.
Right now, it is 10 to 12.
It's only 4:50 in the afternoon. It's only 4:50 in the afternoon, and it's
Weird.
almost 11 over there. 10, almost 11
Uh,
o'clock.
Over here? No, it's almost 12.
12, and she's been staying up while we've been live till 7, 8. So what is if it's 8 o'clock here? It's 3 more hours from now. That's 3 in the morning. Everybody, please go sub to Rosie if you're not already. She has her own channel where she talks true crime as well. And what a great part of the team. I appreciate you. She is an MVP. Yep. And after this trip, I already have another idea where I'm going to be having some mod only exclusive clothing coming out here in the next month or two for all the hard work that everybody's been doing, not only on these other road trips, but especially on this one.
I'm in South Africa for the people who are asking. That's all the way at the bottom.
Okay, so let me see the press release. Is there a press release coming out? Jessica just messaged me saying that she's also going to be down there for the press release.
Okay.
And it might get a little loud with the audio here because it's raining. So I might be on mute most of the time here. And I got my handy dandy umbrella. It don't matter. We're on the ground, baby. The only thing I don't do is snow. So we're good with rain.
Oh gosh. I've never seen snow, ever.
Well, you won't see it on here because I don't do it.
Oh, okay.
maybe in a drive or something, but yeah.
I want to see it though,
Not
but
today.
every time I say that, people are like, no, you don't.
Yeah. Okay, well, it's like this. You got a lot of people, say, move to the beach, but when you move there, then all of a sudden the beach isn't a vacation. Where do you go to vacation?
The other beach.
Who knows? I don't know. When you see one, you've seen them all.
True. They're beautiful in South Africa, though.
They are beautiful. Yeah, what kind of water is it over there? Is it salt or fresh?
It depends which side you're on, which coast, because we're at the meeting point.
See, ain't that special? You can go from one side. What's the distance in travel for you to go to either one? Like,
I actually have no idea because I've only been to one of them. And I mean, I live back and forth from Joburg and Cape Town, so that's like a 3-hour flight for me. But probably if you're flying 2-3 hours or a day's drive to get from either side, unless you actually travel the coast.
Really?
People,
is it because of the terrain? Because it's very mountainous, right?
it depends where, but yeah, it is.
Is there a lot of hills? Is there like a lot of houses on hills and stuff, as you're traveling through cities? Or is it a lot of flat lands where there's housing and stuff?
There's a lot of variation. I mean, yeah, there's places like through the Cape where, there's mountain, and then some of the very, very affluent areas, they are just, apartments on the mountain, like up the side. But then there's other places like the small coastal towns, that's flat. So it kind of just depends where you are.
There we go. Sorry about that. So we're about 20 minutes out. You should, or if you have photos of it, upload them into Discord sometime, and we can show everybody some of the views and stuff if you'd like.
You cut out a little bit there.
Oh.
I didn't hear that.
I was saying, if you'd like sometime, if you have photos of like some of the views, go ahead and send them to Discord, and I can show them on the show when we're at the studio sometime. Or you can even screen share the photos if your computer is able
One
to.
day. Yeah, no, I will.
Oh, we didn't set that back up.
It's okay. When it's meant to be. But yeah, I do actually want to show pictures because people have been asking me what it actually looks like here. And I don't know how to explain it because it's all I recognize. I don't know what to say, so I should just send pictures.
It's good. Like with you, you're like, I really, whoa, this is slow down. Like you're like, I really enjoy these drive streams that you do because I get to see, something I might normally not get to experience. And so it's kind of like the same thing. You get to see photos of it too,
Yeah. I must admit,
Press
whatever.
conference.
Oh, it's starting now?
I guess there's a press conference starting.
Let me look quickly.
All right, just because we're getting into the city, but it's not changing our time. Roll this down a little bit. Well, dude, you just came. Okay, I mean, if 10 seconds is really that important, comes from behind me and then wants to cut in front of me, you just saved 10 seconds. Good job, bro. The possibility of an accident, the percentage just went way up when you did that. So the benefit of the cost against the gain didn't really balance out there. So anybody out there, if you want to cut in front of somebody like that, guess what? You only save like 5-10 seconds. The chance of you getting into an accident is like 75%. Just take the safe route,
Stay in your place.
Right, you know what I mean? Just take the safe route.
Right. Okay, I'm trying to find this press conference now.
Road tips. Okay.
Can someone let me know where they're seeing the press conference, which channel it's streaming off?
I'm trying to get over here. Oh, there's somebody else. You just saved 7 seconds. Yeah, they're saying something about a press conference starting. Is there one?
There is one. I can see some other channels are streaming it, but I can't find the actual news.
Can somebody drop the link for Rosie, and then what? You can pull it up on your phone.
Okay. Because people are saying that it's on the news, but I don't really have the news.
Okay. Oh gosh, they're about to cause an accident there. It's on WKRN Channel 2. So they've been the ones putting out a lot of videos on Riley. So if you just type in Riley, it should pop up. Alright, we just moved up 3 minutes, but we're good. We'll be going live after I get parked. And we already got the gear bags ready to go, so I'm literally able to just jump out, throw my backpack. We're heading down. So it won't be but a few minutes in between when we shut this down and we go live.
Okay, I am trying the channel that everyone's telling me to. It's only that I think it locks me out for being in a different place. Oh, hold on. Because when I put it in, there's nothing live. It says like they haven't been live for 3 years or something.
Oh, really?
The link is above. Hold on. Okay, let me try Fox 17. It's really not. Okay, I'm going to put it back to the beginning, so we'll be a little bit behind the stream. Is that fine with everyone?
That is perfect.
You're good right here in the corner, sir? Andrew, you can come around here if you want. Okay, I've already told everyone why we're here and what's going to happen. I want to start by expressing our police department's very deep sorrow over the finding of Riley today. And we are with his parents. I think they know that, and we'll continue to be with them in the days and weeks ahead in our thoughts and prayers. I want to start this afternoon by introducing Riley's father, Ryan Gilbert.
Thank you all for being here, and those of you that help us keep Riley's face in front of the cameras. You've helped us get some closure here and let us take our boy home. I got a lot of people to thank, and I'm sure I'll forget somebody. You won't be forgotten. I'll remember you. The whole family will remember you. But I want to first thank the NMPD for their efforts. They've had a lot of sleepless nights on this case as well. Can't give them enough thanks. Really appreciate the work they've done. The United Cajun Navy has come in to assist them. They've done a lot of work on the water and land for us. Came in and gave structure to this investigation on our side of it and helped keep things lined out. Dave Flagg here with the United Cajun Navy. They've been a great asset to us. The individuals in the area that have come in contact with us that have helped us with numerous things, gathering supplies and taking care of stuff like that, putting up flyers and whatnot. The Ward family for all their work. They put up a ton of flyers around town. They've been making phone calls. They've been assisting us in any way they can. All the people that have donated items to them that they've got to us throughout this whole ordeal. All the people back home in our own personal lives that have been there to support us, and our family at home as well. Thank you for keeping us in your thoughts and prayers. We can't say enough to all of you. Thank you. Oh, I wanted to mention also Gary and Skip Butler come in with the airboats. We've been on the water for a few days with those guys. They've been great to work with us. We can't thank them anymore. It's just unbelievable what they've done for us.
Most of you are familiar with seeing my face by now. I'm sure we're all ready for it to be over with. It's been an emotional roller coaster. We're quite thankful for everything that you've done for our family. The grace that you've given us, it means a lot, more than you'll ever know. We have learned through this ordeal that everybody has brought all the good to us. We've had a little bad. You're going to have that. But it has given us faith in people that sometimes gets clouded by what we're constantly hearing. We're extremely thankful for all the volunteers that have shown up, given us their time, their effort, their energy. Very little sleep they've gone on. Our family, we can't thank our family enough for all the support that they've provided us, for all the, time spent, the love, the energy. our friends that we consider family that aren't able to be here but have been at home caring to everything that we can't take care of. Thank you. To the people of Nashville, I can't thank you enough for the support, the love, the encouragement that you've shown myself and my wife and Ryan and Millie. You don't understand how much that meant to us in some of our darkest hours. The hugs, the prayers, the offers. I can't say it enough. Thank you. To the Nashville Police Department. We know this hasn't been easy. We've tried to handle it with as much grace and poise as we can. It's hard. It's never quick enough when it's your family member. Like I told everybody numerous times, if he was 2 blocks away from us and they were walking him to us, it wasn't quick enough. We want him 2 inches in front of us. So thank you for everything that you've done for us. It's greatly appreciated. Thank you.
I just want to reiterate how thankful we are for everyone and how much we appreciate everyone's support and love and prayers, because we feel them. We have felt every one of them, every single one. I just ask that you mamas out there hug your babies tight tonight, please. Please, for me, just hug your babies tight tonight. And again, thank you. Thank you for sharing our story.
Yeah, I'm not going to take a lot of time. Most of what I would say would just be to echo what's already been said. Outside of that, I would like to extend my thanks to the media community here and the national media community, who far and by large has been very gracious and very respectful of the situation. It's something that has not frequently been encountered in these situations, in my experience. As far as the Cajun Navy goes, since this is going to be a more or less a short interlude, if there is any interest in it, we would be happy to hold another meeting with the press, and it will likely be tomorrow sometime. Best place would probably be the public park where we first met, and you can let me know afterwards if there's interest in that. We'd be happy to help you. Thank you.
Okay, yeah, that's all.
All right, I'm just having this up because it's stuck in here with Windows. I'm going slow. I'm about 10 minutes away.
Okay, cool.
And we'll be there tomorrow for that. I plan on being here. I'm probably gonna hit the road about between 6 and 10, or I'm sorry, 6 and 8. Between 6 and 8 at some point. probably closer to 6, because after this evening and then heading back home, I'm going to be just going to bed as soon as I get back home to get caught up on sleep and get ready early in the morning. So I'll be there all day tomorrow, rain or shine, it doesn't matter. I'll be there all day. And we can go mobile stream at any moment too with the gear that I'll be bringing with me tomorrow. So we'll be there for that. You're by my exit. What's up? What's up? I'll be going to the bridge as well if you want to meet me, Mama Boss. Thanks for everything you're doing too. It was heartbreaking to hear it, and you can tell just from the words that they were speaking and the thanks, and they
Yeah, a lot of people were commenting and saying that they were obviously in shock as well.
Yeah.
So they don't really know how to react right now, I guess.
Well, we're going to be having some interesting. I don't know. I still feel like there's something missing, so we're going to be having some interesting conversations coming up over the next period of time here.
Yeah, a lot of people do seem to feel that way.
Yeah, and the two people that I've been talking to still feel that way as well. So I think, we kind of, I don't know. That's one of my reasons I'm going to be there all day tomorrow, is because I'm going to explore what could have really happened.
I think there's probably a couple of options.
Especially because I want to see what I'm going to ask you, Rosie, and then everybody in chat, let me know what you think. If he did fall, where do you think he fell, and how do you think he fell? And I'll ask you, Rosie, I know there's a bunch of different possibilities, but what's the one that makes the most sense out of all of them to you? Oh, it looks like she dropped out. Hold on one second. Head injury. Definitely a possibility, I believe, as well. Definitely. We're still making decent time. We only bumped up about a few minutes. I do have the live set for On Location Live. I do have it set for 5:45 Eastern. That'll be 20 minutes from now. We'll be getting there in about 10, and then we'll go live in about 20. Yeah, I'm ready to see. That's the two things I want to know. The two things I want to know is, were there water in his lungs? Because if there's not water in his lungs, that is foul play. Whether you have visible injuries or not, if you don't have water in your lungs, that's foul play. Also, I also would like to know the toxicology and if there was any chemicals of roofie. The two things, right, Katrina? The toxicology and the autopsy. So how in the hell where's this information that the toxicology and autopsy is going to be coming out today or tomorrow? That's pretty quick. That's pretty quick. I did hear the 911 call as well today. Ooh, it's like humid. You got this mist and you can feel the humidity mixed with the heat. Debit card, yeah, that's interesting. You know, that's why tomorrow I'm gonna go explore, not today, because I might slip and fall, but tomorrow I'm gonna go explore that corner spot there. Or if somebody else ends up doing it, you know, because I've been mentioning ideas and then they end up on other streams for some reason, but it's all good. All right, our next right, Ellington Parkway, Spring Street. How quick, you know? It's like if you're getting it back in a day or the next day, that's pretty quick. That's pretty quick, especially if you're in a city that has this much crime, you know? That's pretty quick. All right, this is the last exit here. The autopsies well, I trust her. Shout out Truth and Transparency. We love her over here. I trust her. Damn. That'll be crazy. Well, maybe if it's true, maybe we'll get our answers tomorrow then. Yeah, it is quick, right, Oh Snap? I was going to say, because some of these autopsies were like the Kansas City 3, right? 6 to 8 weeks. Six to 8 weeks. This one's going to be the next day. That's crazy.
Am I back?
Yep, you are back. Sorry, I was kind of getting some stuff zipped up and packed up here, getting ready to get out here in a few minutes.
I think there's quite a delay on some of the chat as well.
It's okay. We'll be ending this one here in a few minutes. And we'll be starting a fresh one up here. And I gave you that link too, right? I'm pretty sure I did. Okay. And thank you again so much, Rosie, for doing this for me. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
With it being overcast and rainy, I should be able to see your comments as well. But with it being StreamYard, I can only see 2 or 3 at a time. So if there is anything I miss, and we're in conversation, just go ahead and hit that star on it, and then we can get back to it. Oh, I need to get over. Sweet. I get to get out of this traffic jam here.
Who doesn't love that?
Huh?
I mean, I don't know. Some people just sit in traffic every day, right?
Yeah, everyday traffic. That's right. I mean, I've experienced it. Trust me. It is true. That's why I don't even. I'm like, there's no way. All right, so we'll be going live on location. Just. That up. All right. Dang, they got 2 people pulled over with 1 cop. Impressive. You know, that's impressive.
It is, actually.
Yeah. Usually it's the other way around.
2 people pulling over 1 cop? No.
2 cops on 1 car.
I know.
But it's 2. All right, so I turn. Let's see where I'm going to go up to this corner here. And surprisingly, it's really not that bad traffic-wise in the city. I've been through worse. I lived in Chicago before, and you talk about shit traffic. Anybody from Chicago knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah? Okay.
The two things there's only 2 things that suck in Chicago: the blizzards and the traffic.
Blizzards. Okay.
Yes. Blizzard, snow, like crazy snow where it's like fog and you can't even see through it.
Okay. And then traffic on top of that? At the same time sometimes?
What?
Do you have like the blizzards and the traffic at the same time, obviously?
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
You have to navigate.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, anybody from Chicago knows that. Oh, hold on. Somebody's going to talk to me here. Hi, do I need to grab it from you?
It's $5 to call.
How are you today?
Fantastic. How you doing?
I'm doing good. It's a beautiful day other than the rain, you know.
It was pretty earlier, but
Yeah. Can't have the yin without the yang. All right. Sorry. I didn't realize that.
okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Have a good day. Hey, Jessica. Hey. You want to meet me? Okay. Gotta get my earpiece back in. Sweet, I just ran into Jessica. Do I just hit the button? And I grab it. Okay. I paid $5 and had to grab a ticket to pay after too. What the hell's that?
You should ask for a discount.
No shit. Well, it is a business expense. So, next year's tax time, not this year. Hey, you got to try and save every penny you can get, you know?
No, I know.
This is a business. And there are costs that come with it. All right, hold on. Let me park here real quick. I can't. Isn't that crazy? We just ran into each other. I'm pulling in and she's walking by. I'm telling you, shit. There's a reason for it. Everything happens for a reason. All right. All right, so I'm going to go ahead. I'm parked here. I'm going to go ahead and end this. Get packed up here real quick. Here. So I will see everybody here shortly. And thank you again, Rosie. I appreciate you very much. We'll see you guys here in a few minutes.